SSI, otherwise known as Supplemental Security Income, versus SSDI, also called Social Security Disability Insurance. What is the difference between these two programs? All of that to be covered in this video, so let's get into it right away. But really quickly, welcome and thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and I am back every single day to keep you updated as well as answer your questions, just like what I'm going to be covering in this video, discussing the differences between SSI and SSDI. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, and feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Thank you, I truly appreciate it, and I'm back every day to help out in any way that I can through these videos. Thank you, I truly appreciate your support. Let's get into it right away. All right, so let's quickly talk about SSI. That is the acronym that actually stands for Supplemental Security Income. Now, this program is actually funded through general funds, but yet it is actually administered by the Social Security Administration. This is actually where some of the confusion comes in. Since it is actually administered by Social Security, SS, Social Security, there's a lot of confusion, and many people think that SSI, Supplemental Security Income, is actually Social Security. It's actually not. I know that the SS in the acronym SSI is actually very confusing, and it makes it sound like it's from Social Security, but it's not. It's actually funded by general funds, but it's administered, as in the Social Security Administration oversees the SSI program, if that makes sense. So let's get into it a little bit further and discuss more details behind the SSI, Supplemental Security Income program. So now this program sends out monthly benefits to nearly 10 million beneficiaries each and every month. The maximum benefit as of right now, as of this recording, is $794 each and every month. However, that does adjust each and every year as a result of the cost of living adjustment, otherwise known as the COLA raise. You've probably heard about the COLA, right? Yeah, it's the annual cost of living adjustment. So it does adjust higher a little bit each and every year based on the inflation data over the previous year. So we should be getting the latest COLA raise here in the next couple months here. We should be getting that announcement here relatively soon as for the next coming year. So I will keep you updated as we get that adjustment going forward in the next few months here. So SSI is a program that actually sends out monthly benefits to older adults and younger people or kids with disabilities. Also, those people need to have limited income and low resources. In other words, very minimal resources. Cash in the bank, cash in your pocket, cash in your purse, or other resources as in, like, pretty much you can't have a whole lot of money is essentially what it comes down to with the SSI program. So this is the program that administers those benefits for those people who are older adults or people with disabilities and kids who have limited resources. So that is the program for all of these individuals. Now, a lot of times the SSI program is also confused with the SSDI program. Now, these are two separate programs, even though they do sound very, very similar. I get it. It's easily to become confused by these. They both have SS in their title, or their acronym anyway. They're both administered by Social Security, but yet they are actually very different programs. So those are the basics on SSI. Now let's talk about SSDI, and we can talk about how these programs actually relate to each other and actually how they differ from each other as well. All right, so SSDI stands for Social Security Disability Insurance. That's what SSDI stands for. Now this one actually is a function of Social Security. It is funded right through the Social Security Trust Fund. And now this one is actually a program that sends out monthly benefits to millions upon millions of beneficiaries each and every month as a result of what has been contributed through payroll taxes. So let me explain this a little bit further. Now, I get it. It's kind of confusing and it's not all that interesting, but let me lay it out here for just a few seconds, and then hopefully this will make a little bit more sense. So, when you work a job, right? You're working at a job. When you get your paycheck, you look at your pay stub and you see, hey, somebody came in and took some of my money. What happened? You know what I mean? I know I felt that way when I got my first job, and I looked at my pay stub and thought, what just happened? I'm pretty sure they took some money from me. Where'd it go? Who took it from me? You know what I mean? So on your tax return, you're going to see some debits on there, like Social Security, FICA, FICA. You might be seeing that one in there. Otherwise, there's Medicare as well taken out, as well as state and federal if you're in a state that has state taxes. But within that, you will see the FICA taxes that come out. That is what is funding Social Security. So a little bit, it's actually a little bit over 6% of your pay your gross pay that you get when you work a job is actually removed and goes into paying the Social Security. So it pays the trust fund for Social Security so they can continue paying out benefits for other beneficiaries that receive Social Security, or in the event that you become injured and or disabled, therefore you'd be paid out through these Social Security disability payments. So that's kind of what it's for. So it's almost like a little bit of an insurance policy. Each and every paycheck, you're paying a little bit into the system, and then sometimes, unfortunately, if you become disabled at some point, you might be able to start drawing on those benefits, and or when you become retired, then you can start drawing on those as retirement benefits, which is a totally different type of benefit as well. But we won't talk about retirement benefits in this video. We're just going to talk about SSDI and SSI. All right, so when you work your job and you pay into the Social Security Trust Fund through Social Security payroll taxes, as they take those out in every single check, they're kind of thrown into a hopper, essentially. So for every year that you are contributing into Social Security taxes, it's counting toward, like, your contributions toward Social Security, right? Does that kind of make sense? Well, over many, many years of contributing into Social Security through taxes, through the payroll taxes that they continue to take out of your check, over the course of many, many years, it continues to add up. Well, let's just say that you work for 20 years, for example, and then unfortunately you become disabled as a result of, whatever happens. You become disabled, okay? So you become disabled and you can no longer work. Again, that's a really unfortunate situation. Nobody wants to be put in that situation, but unfortunately it does happen. So here's the thing. Over the 20 years that you've been paying into Social Security through the payroll taxes that were taken out of your paycheck every 2 weeks or every week or whenever you got paid, those were going in and ultimately funding your disability benefits at some point in the future, and or potentially your retirement benefits at some point. So now that, let's just say after 20 years, you've become disabled. Now you can probably reach out to Social Security and start drawing on Social Security disability benefits, otherwise known as SSDI benefits. So what they'll do is they'll basically look at your track record of your working and how much you've contributed, and they'll say, based on all of our evidence, how much you've paid in through Social Security over your 20 years of working, we can now honor you a benefit of $820 or whatever it happens to be. Of course, it's going to be very different for every single person because everybody contributes something different into Social Security based on the payroll taxes that have been taken out of your paychecks for all of the years of your working career, right? So as they look through your contributions and over the years of service and things like this, they can come up with a calculation and determine how much you will actually receive as a disability benefit. And that's how your benefit is actually calculated. And then, like I said, everybody gets a different benefit for the most part when it comes to SSDI. You could have somebody getting $200-$300 a month. You could have somebody else getting $1,000 or more a month from SSDI. It depends on how much you've paid in and for how many years you've also paid in. So obviously, the more years that you pay in, obviously more money that you're also going to be paying in as a result of payroll taxes, therefore allowing you to get a bigger benefit in the event you become disabled. Get what I'm saying? So I hope all that makes sense. Yeah, so this is basically kind of the basics behind SSDI and SSI. So again, SSDI is actually paid out of the Social Security Trust Fund, whereas SSI, Supplemental Security Income, is actually paid out of general funds, but yet it is administered by the Social Security Administration. I know, right? A lot of SS acronyms and a lot of Social Security and all these other words that start with S. I get it. It's confusing, right? But these are kind of the basics behind these two programs. There's a lot of confusion out there around these two, but I totally get it. You know what I mean? Like I just said, a lot of SS words and things like that floating around. But either way, I hope this kind of lays it out and helps you better understand the differences between Social Security disability and the Supplemental Security Income Program. Now, if you are somebody, for example, if you're somebody who is maybe an older adult with maybe limited income and or resources, or you're somebody who has a disability, or you have a kid who has a disability, you might want to look into the SSI program. Now, the thing is, if you have limited resources, like I've said, like limited amounts of cash in the bank, limited amounts of physical cash, things like this, you may just be eligible to get some benefits. And as a result of SSI, you should also be able to qualify for SNAP benefits as well, which is Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. And that is also called like food assistance, nutrition assistance. Some people call it food stamps, but essentially it's the SNAP program where you can get money loaded onto a card each and every month, where you can go to the grocery store and get food items with this monthly allowance. Pretty cool stuff. And that is, in most instances, if you're receiving SSI, you should also be eligible for these SNAP benefits as well. So a lot of cool programs that are kind of contributing to these programs here, like SSI, SSDI, SNAP program. There's a lot of other things out there as well. So I would say this at the very least. If you think that you may be eligible for SSI or SSDI, worst case scenario, you might want to call the Social Security Administration, have a conversation with an agent, maybe lay out your situation and say, here's my situation. Do you think I should maybe apply for benefits? Or, whatever your situation is, it never hurts to try. Here's the thing. Even if you think you might be eligible for benefits, especially like SSI, things like this, it doesn't hurt to call the Social Security Administration, have a quick conversation, and maybe the agent will say, okay, based on what you're telling me, it looks like you're probably eligible for SSI benefits. You might want to just apply. You might get something, right? Like I said, the SSI benefit is $794 each and every month as of right now, and that'll be adjusting here in a matter of just a few months when we turn over to the next year. So, it might be going up $10, it might be going up $20, it might be going up $3. We don't know until we get the actual final calculations on the cost of living adjustment. But either way, it will be adjusting, and you may be able to get some of those benefits. So, hope this helps you out. Please, like I said, subscribe right down below the video. I'm here to help out in any way that I can, as well as answer questions, just like what I've been talking about in this video, as far as comparing these two programs, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, and the SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance Program. So, subscribe right down below, totally free to do so, and feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Thank you, I truly appreciate it. I just want to do whatever I can to help out. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Go back and check out some of my other videos right here on the channel. I have a lot of videos. So, feel free to go back and check those out, and I will see you again, hopefully,